Our topic is multiplying radical expressions.
By Alicia Sanchez, Aylin Marcus,
and Noemi Rodriguez. The first problem is radical 3 times radical 7. You multiply them and get radical 21. Then you have to simplify, but radical 21 can't be simplified, so you leave it as radical 21.
Our second example is radical 60. You simplify radical 60 by 6 times 10, which 6 can be simplified by 3 times 2. Then you simplify the 10 by 2 times 5. You color code the 6 and the 10 so you know your different types of simplified numbers. As 6 is simplified by 3 and 2, and 10 by 2 times 5, you combine the 3 times 5, the outside numbers, and then 2 times 2, which is 4, and then 10 times 15, which it can be simplified to radical 4 times 15. You simplify the 4, which is 2 into radical 15, and your result is 2 radical 15.
So our next problem is radical 7 times radical 14. Radical 7 can't be simplified, and radical 14 can't be simplified, so you multiply them and get radical 98. Radical 98 also can't be simplified, so you leave it alone and your final answer is radical 98. So our next problem, you simplify radical 8 times radical 12. Radical 8 simplifies down to 2 radical 2. And radical 12 simplifies down to radical 2 radical 3. You color code 2 and 2 because they're outside of the radical and they're the same number. So you multiply 2 times 2, which you get 4. And then inside the radical you have 2 and 3. They're not the same number, so you just multiply them. So radical 2 times radical 3 gives you radical 6. So the final answer comes down to 4 radical 6.